decide what is newsworthy for any news guy. So they'll be coming with their various news articles for me to respond, or for me to make references to the mayor or the town clerk or to the assistant director. So that aspect. And then there are also other managerial activities happening, right?
And meetings, of course.
Meetings, you need to attend meetings, you need to develop certain programs as and when demanded by the organization, right? But you need also to have a team. There's need for teamwork. So whoever is in your team who goes to represent you wherever you are required as the manager, they should do a good job, and I'm happy with the performance of my team so far. Yeah, they represent well, and so I think that makes my day easier. Otherwise, I wouldn't be able to achieve without the team.
You must be a great boss because you delegate. You're talking about newspapers. I remember one job that I had with a certain corporate, which I will not mention now. First 30 minutes, an hour, I would catch up with the papers, and at one meeting, one of the senior managers comes up and says, don't give that guy any job because he's always reading newspapers, not knowing that that's part of my job. Farai has got something for us.
Yes, we do have a comment. This is coming from Len. Len, thank you so much for your contribution. He says, glad to see or hear Mr. Chideme as a guest who, for a change, is not being asked about vendors and debt collectors. It's good to hear of one's journey as it helps us gain an understanding of the man behind the hot seat. Public relations is a vital component of large organizations like the council, where misperceptions and hostility seem to come up with the territory. I have appreciated Vachideme's continued availability as the voice of the council in these trying times. If you don't communicate your organization story, someone else, a journalist or a politician or a resident, in quotes, will. Hashtag respect from Len.
That's a great comment, maybe finally, last few seconds, any advice for anyone aspiring to become a public relations practitioner?
Yes, don't go into PR for the ego. Go into the PR job to serve and to be available. Right? Once you are available and you are serving, you will be appreciated, I guess. I don't know. But you need to be available, and you need to always be well read, and well read in respect to also your organization. You need to know what your organization stands for, what it does, its constraints, its achievements, so that you can articulate them and also relieve your bosses of the pressure.
Thank you, Mike. Mike, it has been a pleasure.
Thank you.
There you are, Capi Talk 100.4 FM. Meet the consultant, and we're leading the conversation. We had Michael Chideme, the corporate communications manager of the city of Harare. Over to you, Farai.
Thank you so much there. Definitely some inspiring words there by Mr. Chideme, but don't worry, we'll be hot-seating him again.
Definitely.
In his work much later on in the future. Once again, thank you so much for joining us. It is the Capital Driver here on Capi Talk 100.4 FM. That was the business consultant with the Lennox Mshlang. Our special guest today was Mr. Michael Chideme, who was the corporate communications manager for the Harare City Council. The time is exactly 3 o'clock rather. And let's get into our first business brief, our news brief rather, with Owen Kaura.
News. Capi Talk. News in brief.
Good afternoon. The Environmental Management Agency has said that the general public and landowners should prevent felt fires during this summer to avoid destruction of forests, animals, people and their properties. Chitungwiza municipality is set to convene a meeting to enable it to sell 50 of its houses to sitting tenants. Now, the council's Director of Housing and Community Services, Mrs. Hazel Sitole, has emphasized that people currently renting the properties will be given first preference in the allocation. ZANU-PF Secretary for Administration Dr. Ignatius Chombo and other senior party officials have met a visiting delegation of Ugandan political parties, which is in Zimbabwe for inter-party exchanges. In Africa and world news, Kenya's President Uhuru Kenyatta has announced that the country will hold prayers owned by Google's parent company Alphabet is a digital city in Toronto, Canada. It aims to turn a waterfront area into a working lab for a range of smart technology. It is likely to feature fast Wi-Fi availability, millions of sensors, sustainable energy, and autonomous cars. And that's the news at 3. My name is Owen Kaura.
Did you know that the Great Zimbabwe National Monument is the largest ancient structure south of the Sahara? In Africa, it comes second in size and grandeur.
On Capi Talk 100.4 FM, Zimbabwe's first and only commercial talk radio station, leading the conversation. Earlier on at the business consultant with Lennox Mhlanga, focusing on public-related issues. And we're joined by Mr. Michael Chideme, who's the corporate communications manager for the Harare City Council. Great interview there. Also managed to receive a few comments on our WhatsApp platform. A comment that came in earlier on said that, "Hi Farai, that Mashakada guy, we have never met him in our constituency of Hatfield. I hope that he wasn't planning on standing again as a member of parliament. Good riddance." Interesting contribution there. Thank you so much for that comment that you just sent in. Another comment comes in from a Trust in Hatfield. Trust, quite a long message. It says, "As citizens, at times we feel let down by our local authorities, especially considering how the cleanup has been unfolding. How does politics come into play when it comes to the council work? From the history of vendors at the footbridge in town, they had their wares destroyed and in an inferno. Some blamed it all on politics. The cleanup, some are also saying it is a political gimmick. The grassroots vending sites, still people believe it's a political project. Now, is council's work linked to politics? And if so, how do citizens and council work towards development of a level playing field, considering the polarization and the volatility of the political environment? How do the local authorities build strong relations with citizens where political affiliation in Africa divides a nation?" Some very pertinent questions there from Trust in Hatfield. Well, let us know what your thoughts are on 0717 777. Has politics ruled the state of our city? Or are we finding it moving more towards the ease of doing business? And let us know what your thoughts are. Trust, thank you so much for that contribution. It definitely is appreciated. And I think what I also do take from that there is, how do local authorities build strong relations with citizens where political affiliation in Africa divides its people? A very, very, very profound contribution there from Trust in Hatfield. Feel free to also let us know more of your thoughts on 0717 777. You can also call us right here in studio and let us know what your contributions are. It is 5 minutes past the hour, well, 6 minutes now past the hour of 3. Shortly we'll be getting into a few more of our Capital trending stories, and we'll be joined a bit later on for our hot topic of discussion as we tackle issues of climate change. You are listening to the Capital Drive here on Capi Talk 100.4 FM, Zimbabwe's first and only commercial talk radio station, leading the conversation. This is a Juke to